Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream on this Friday, the 1st of November. 2 months left of the year. Sheesh. 2 months. How are we doing today? I hope we're doing well and good. Today we've got a power talk. So that's going to be fun. And we'll start usually in about 5, 10, 15 minutes. And we'll see how long we'll go today. I'm not going to say it's a short one. I'm not going to say it's a long one. But what I will say is I have so much work to do. Especially as I am leaving for England soon. On not this Sunday, next Sunday. And I've got so much to do. So much to do. But it's gonna be fine. So I got my speaking gig up the road. I think in Huntington Beach. Ish. Do live hypnosis. And then, I want to do as much work as before I go, because this will be the new app. Look at that. This will be the new app. It's on my phone right now. But I think it looks pretty cool. But there's a ton of work to do. And then a hefty bill. I've got to slow this video down a little bit. I sped it up just so I could get as much in as possible, but I think I need to slow it down a bit. But it will do for now. Now this will be out, I want it out before I go, but I think the amount of effort I've got to put into it would mean me not probably sleeping until I leave. But look at that, you got a night mode, you got your playlists. So that'll be the free app, or freehypnosis.app, where you can, let's bring it up again. I think it's looked pretty cool. It's got all the different categories. Day, night version, all of the things. Good evening to you. At your 10:03 p.m. This will be the last stream before it goes back to 11 p.m. because our time, our clocks change this Saturday night. Great to have you here. Hey Cheryl, welcome back. Sebastian is doing pretty good, thank you. Pretty good. Thank you very much. Yeah. Pretty cool. So other than that, not much to report. Other than busyness. Busyness. And this will be episode 1400. No, that's a lie. 1048. 1048. And we've got one more live stream after this, and then I stop. Where you've got the system. You've got the system. It's in. I sent the link out to those who are on the workshop, and it will guide you to the root cause. And then once you found the root cause, you then find the best avenue, tool, vehicle, person, system, book, seminar, training to let it all go. That's what I did. And that's what I do. So yeah, you got it. You got it. And I'm coaching tomorrow morning with my peeps. Going for a hike on Sunday. Walking the rest of the Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Drive, speak. Saturday. Pack. And then leave. And then I'll be zooming around England. And then seeing friends and family. And then off to Spain. Check out Spain. Will I like it? I've been there many times, but not for a long, long time. And then back to England. Then to Heathrow. Then back to San Diego. What a time. Busyness, but what a time. That's good to hear, Cheryl. You'll be your full potential. Right, should we start early? And then enjoy our weekends? I think that's all I've got to say, so... Why not? Why not? I feel like I need more light in here, though. But this might blind me. Let me just see if I can do something. So bear with me for... I can't do my be right back scene because I'll get copy claimed, copy something on YouTube, even though I have the rights, but they always do it for that one and it takes forever. So I'm just gonna do something else very quickly so we have a good bit of lighting. So window, camera effects, almost there. Now hopefully this is not too bright. It did a little bit of difference. I'll take it. Okay. Let's get... Yeah, that's not in view. I'm looking at this monitor and it was in view. Hey, Michelle. Welcome back. And Mina, pleased to hear you're settling in. Well, I've not had a beer for months, so I've got to make a decision. To do or not do. We'll see. But no beer. for now. But I'll probably have a beer. It's usually a British tradition to have like a beer or something at the airport. I don't know why it's a very British thing. It could be like when you get there like 6 o'clock in the morning and people will still have a beer. It's like the start of the holidays / vacation. Hey Caroline, I'm doing great. I'm just incredibly busy. So yeah, I've got so much to do before I leave. Spain is safe. It is where I'm going. I know right now they've had the floods, but that's north, more north from where I'll be. So with all the flooding, hopefully they're able to solve that. They had like a year's worth of rain in a day. But where I'm going, it's going to be safe. Thank you for subscribing. I don't know if you're here. If you're here, feel free to say hi, but you might be on my other live stream. Thank you, Cheryl, for your very kind super chat as always. Thank you. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So kind. But that takes a long time to clear up that confetti. So it's a 2-week trip, but I'm only in Spain for 4 nights, 5 days, 4 nights to check out the area. I've been to Spain many a times, but not for a long time. So I'm just going to check it out. You never know. You're going to be gone for one of my 1-year anniversaries. I'm going to say thank you now. You've helped me a lot. Thanks. Thanks again, Joseph. That's awesome. Congratulations, Michelle. You did the work. Well, that's of the stopping smoking. Is it going to be 1 year soon? Tell you what, you get that. And you can also have some fireworks. That's amazing. Great work. You should be very, very proud of yourself. I don't like those fireworks. You're going to get these fireworks. These are better. Congratulations. That's so awesome. Yes, 1 year. How crazy cool is that? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. So Caroline, you're in England, right? And that, if I'm correct, that would be why, because I usually go live at 11 p.m. I'm sure you're in England, aren't you? Thank you, thank you. The app's going to look awesome, or be awesome as well. I've never been to Madrid, so where have I been in Spain? So I've done every Canary Island, which is not Spain, but it's like the west coast of Africa. I've done like the Costa del Sol areas, Malaga before. It's been more coastal. That's right, Bedford, because we talked about the swimming pool. Right? I thought you were very local to where I used to be. But it's been a while. So welcome back. But the clocks are going to change. So we'll be back to 11 p.m. soon. That's so awesome. You should be very proud of yourself. You did the work. So no, I've never been to Madrid. Just the coastal areas and the islands. I'd like to check out Portugal as well. I've never actually been to Portugal. Okay, let's get to it. I try to remember, but do you know what? The thing is, I knew that was the answer in my mind, but I didn't want to say it in case I got it wrong. Because I try to remember as many names and locations of where people are. But then, as time goes by, I'm like, am I second guessing myself in this answer? Even sometimes with name pronunciations. That's my kind of areas. I need to be on the coast if I'm gonna be in the Mediterranean. Or, like you said, the islands. Like I've been to Cyprus, Turkey, Israel, Ibiza, which is Spain. Didn't mention that one. Okay, let's get to it. Oh, just in time for Troublemakers here. Welcome, Mary. Welcome back. We're just about to start. So it's been a while since I've done one of these, so let's go ahead and turn down this a little bit. Actually, no, we'll move the chat out of my view. Do you have a topic? Yes. Well, yes on the, I've got an idea where I'm heading. So wherever your ideas are, bring those to your conscious attention, and I bet you it'll resonate with you. That's such a small population. I think Cambridge was like 250,000. Then it'll go up, I think, with students, because they go to study. Austin was, I think, at the time, was like 500,000. I mean, San Diego is pretty huge. Even this little area I am in, which is loads of different areas, has a few thousand just in my little space before I go into the next space down the road. But anyway, let's go ahead and get 200 people. You must know everyone. That must be crazy. Okay, what do I do? Buttons. Oh, very quickly. No, we'll do it. Well, I'll show you as we go. So what do I do? What do I do? This one here. Turn down music. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 1048. And today we're talking about a power talk, the game plan we need in order to make the change we truly desire and deserve in every single way. Now, before we get there, go ahead, if you haven't already, you may be even listening to this via the app. But if you go to freehypnosis.app, you'll be able to get access to all my hypnosis sessions all in one place, where you get the free section, all these episodes. You also get the hypnosis library, which has every session in day and night form. You are able to download, heart, favor, loop, create playlists, have long 4-hour sleep sessions. You'll also be able to get morning meditations, audio programs, and now coming out soon, as if you're seeing this on YouTube, a new version of the app, which is coming out soon. You probably got it right now if you're listening to this on the app in the future. But you'll also notice there are the hypnotic meditations and the reflections. So I'm putting as much time and energy and investment into making this app really, really cool. Oh, I forgot to say, the custom hypnosis sessions you can create as well. So if you haven't got it, get everything in the same place at freehypnosis.app, or go to the App Store and search my name and put like hypnosis next to it, and it should come up pretty quickly. And of course, if you enjoy my work, please go ahead and leave a review. Your words can inspire someone to make the change they desire, but they might just be a little bit nervous about hypnosis, but your words can assure them there's something within the app that can help them, even if it's out of the 1,000+ free episodes. But with that, let's go ahead into this power talk of getting the life that we want. Now, a sentence I heard recently, which I found really helpful for me personally, and that is, whatever I'm going through it. Now, of course, we are going through it. I mean, that's just what happens. But if we take a deeper look as to what it could mean, and how we could see it in a different frame of reference. So whatever I'm going through it. You see, when we say, look, I am going through it, we are taking an absolute responsibility of who we are. We're going to go, and even though we're going through this stuff, this resistance, this contrasting experience, these significant events in our life, or the present situations, where it be lack of money, lack of opportunity, bad relationships, not really being where we want to be in our career, or we're just battling with the imposter syndrome, the anxiety, the worries, the doubts, and all those things. When we tend to experience that stuff, when we're going through it, our energy pulls back. Because we don't want to go through it, right? That makes sense. I don't want to go through stuff. I don't want to go through the challenge. I don't want to go through the pain of uncovering things and then having to work through it. So initially, we tend to prescribe the sedation of not going through it. We tend to just kind of play small. We tend to sit on the sidelines. We tend to be in no man's land. And of course, in the long run, we are still feeling bad because what we're going through is still what we're going through. We're almost trying to trick ourselves into an easier life by coasting, by just being the passenger of the experience. And it can feel okay originally or in the beginning because, like I said, we're not going up against it. We're not going all in and going through the experience and the challenge we're going through. We're holding back. So it gives us like this temporary relief in a way, because we don't have to go through all their stuff. But what tends to happen when we do that, when we don't go through it, we don't lean into the challenge, we don't move through it and go through it and become better because of it, we tend to almost unconsciously repeat the process. So whatever we resist keeps on persisting and persisting. That negative thought's always there waiting to say, you're not good enough. Or that resisting and that bringing about the problem of that another bad relationship. You might go, look, I went through the challenge and I just quit the relationship. But because we haven't done the work on the inside, we tend to just repeat the same story, the exact same pattern of the same kind of different person, same relationship. Same thing for career, same thing with our esteem, same thing for our health, same thing for money. We tend to just keep on repeating all the things that we go through, and therefore it creates this resistance and it just causes us to feel not so good about ourselves. So knowing that is the case, that whatever I'm going through, rather repeating this story, rather just doing, and even repeating and by passing it down if we have children, or even just repeating it and passing it into our environment to those that we love, not a good idea. So rather that, we are going to go and do something different, which is have a game plan. Now, number one, to every game plan, we have to wake up. We got to ask ourselves the tough questions. And like I said, usually we kind of back off from those questions, back off from going through it. So I would ask yourself a few questions along the way, like how long do I have to really fix this? Because time is running out. I mean, life is the longest thing we do, but every day is getting shorter and shorter. So the reality of waking up is going, how long have I got to fix this? How is it actually affecting the areas of my life and those within my life? That can be a huge thing that we don't tend to look at. We usually just live in the moment of the challenge or the sedation. So therefore, we're not really looking for the bigger picture. We're not really seeing the consequences because we're just trying to fight and battle each and every day or sedate ourselves in the present moment because we're just changing the way that we feel using social media or whether it be drugs, alcohol, smoking, fill in the gaps, all those kind of things. So how long do I have to fix this? How is it affecting me in the areas of my life and also the consequential aspects to those within my life? I mean, really, does it affect my relationship with my siblings or my partner, my colleagues, if I'm a boss, my employees? Like, what's the productivity there? There are lots of lacking there. The next question is, I tend to ask myself, which is the big one, which is, what do I need to go through this? Because the only reason we've been hesitating and playing small and shying away from going through the experience and learning because of it is because usually we don't feel like we are able to go through it. So when you think about what do I need to go through this experience, this challenge, this repeating cycle, we can consider in two forms, internal and external. Because absolutely, in order to change, we need to change. That is the internal. So do I have to begin to learn how to shift my identity? Do I have to find inner resources like feelings and emotions? Do I have to have and develop new ways of acting and reacting? Now, a simple answer to that is, well, if you are free of your issue, if you are free of this conflict, because you solved it, if you step inside that you, what kind of thoughts, ideas, beliefs, identity, attachments would you have, the feelings and behaviors of that successful you? If you find that as a struggle, you can then even consider other people. So those who have gone through it, what do you think could have been their internal makeup that they needed? Because they were once on the other side of the equation where we were or are right now. But if they managed to get through it successfully, we may want to start to model or at least consider the type of identity that they had in doing so. So if you struggle with yourself, think about someone else who has gone through this. So that's like the internal when it comes to our identity, our beliefs, our values, our feelings, our behaviors. That's like the inner makeup of ourself. And then I said the external. Now the external is going to be people. It's going to be things like systems, solutions, and environment. So are the people in my life supporting me in this? Are they lifting me up? Am I lifting them up? If they're starting to bring me down, if you start to think that they're actually having ill thoughts towards you, they don't want you to succeed, they want you to stay stuck, and all of those things, you may want to make some new decisions there. Like, you are absolutely responsible for those that you choose to hang around with. And we've heard of the whole sentence that you are the sum of those closest in your life. And they usually say 5. So the 5 closest people to you, you are the sum of those. So if you've got people who are negative, who are very pessimistic, or they always go, who are you to achieve X, Y, Z? Even if it is their own issue, which it usually is, it's just their perception. Maybe they were told the exact same thing, or maybe they went through significant emotional events. So we're not speaking ill of them, so to speak. We're not saying, that's it, horrible person, because ultimately they were a baby once, they went through stuff. But we've still got to manage our energy and our time with those that we spend with. So you might want to look into bringing new people into this environment of who you hang around with. And then I said environment there. Sometimes we need to change our physical environment. Sometimes we need to get outside. Sometimes we need to move and plant ourselves in a place which is far more productive for doing the work. Some environments just feel bad. They can have, where it be toxic people, but sometimes can have like a toxic association that is not very good for you to grow. And you know, if you want to plant a beautiful tree, you probably want to have a fertile soil beneath so. Or if you were growing food, you'd probably want it in a nice fertile area rather a toxic one, because you will be consuming it. So if your environment, which you are technically consuming because it is always in your face, it's always there, you might want to change it. And it could be even simple things like, if we are in a messy place, maybe you want to take the time of having a clear space in your environment, or say the bedroom and all those types of places where you live most of the time, or your workspace. How can you add things to your workspace? How can you have inspirational quotes, or how can you have a vision board, a dream board, positive affirmations? Can we listen to different kinds of music which changes our emotional state, our energetic state? Can we surround ourselves when it comes to environment about maybe less of a social media and more inspirational things like documentaries or biographies, where it be reading them, where it be watching them? There are so many out there that you watch and it gives you the tingle of going, wow, there's something there. And that way you are keeping your energy in a place of positivity, because every one of those characters went through the challenge. They leaned into the challenge. Otherwise it wouldn't have been a good movie or book or biopic or anything like that. So whether it be real or based on a true story, that person went through the issue. And at times they did sedate themselves, but eventually, to make it a movie or a book, the character, the lead role, goes through the challenge and learns because of it. So you can surround yourself environmentally with lots of things that you can watch, you can listen to. Unfortunately, these days it's easier just to doom scroll on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all those things. But if you can at least limit it and add more value there. Then I also said systems and solutions. So what systems are you actually applying into your life? What solutions are you actively applying in your life? Now, this could be adding more people who are positive. It could be hiring a coach, hiring a mentor. It could be going on trainings or seminars. It could be doing the work when it comes to, I know there's like the inner work as well, but you need external solutions to actually work with you, right? So within you. So ask yourself, am I actually doing the work? Am I actually doing the things that need to be done? And that's where we got to look at ourselves and go, look, am I really doing the work? Am I just playing it small? Because there is always a solution out there. There really, really is. There's a solution for your problem. Someone else in the world has fixed the problem that you're presently going through. That is a must, right? There's lots of people out there. So therefore, we've got to find those people and ask them questions, or if they teach it, you then work with them. And it could be a local practitioner, it could be a therapist, it could be a cognitive behavioral therapist, it could be a hypnotist, it could be my program, it could be my app, it could be anything. But you need those systems to create solutions. And then it really comes down to a time frame, two last parts to this. Usually we don't have time frames. We just tend to go day by day. I'll change next week. Next year will be a new year. But next week is always next week. Next month is always next month. Next year is always next year. So you have to have a confined time, not one which is maybe intimidating, but enough to get you driven. So it's got to be realistic to a degree, but then again, who defines what realistic is? And that's ourselves. So don't buy into the fears of going, oh, I'm going to give it 2 years to make this change, let go of the imposter syndrome, or fill in whatever that goal or outcome is. So put a time from this day, decide and declare by, say, December, January, February, depending what month you're listening to this. Is it a 6-month goal? Is it a 3-month goal? But stick to it. Write it down, put it up on the wall. The more you keep looking at it, the time is going, you're like, I need to do something about this, and I want to do something about it. And then this comes down to the last step really, which is responsibility. We must assume responsibility rather being an effect of life, rather being a reason or having reasons and excuses. It's never going to serve us, because when we play that side of the equation of the cause and effect, if you're on the effect, you'll get pushing everything outside beyond yourself. It's easy when we kind of live that way, but it's still very uncomfortable because we're saying it's someone else's fault. Even if they did something to you, ultimately we still need to assume responsibility for not what they did or what happened to you, but what we do now in this moment. That is power. That will even show the person a whole new light, that you are a warrior. You are someone who's going to go through the challenge. So take that responsibility. Be on the cause side of all your effects. Rather be that product of life, as I usually say. Allow life to be a product that you get to choose in every single way. So with that, I want you to kind of apply that. So I'm going to give you the frame again. So whatever I'm going through, I'm going through it. Otherwise, I'm going to repeat it. And the game plan is waking up, of asking the questions of how long have I had this, or how long have I got to fix this? And what do I need to get through this? What areas is it affecting me? Then I need to figure out the identity side, the internal aspect. What do I need to do to get through this? The beliefs, the feelings, the behaviors, the ways of acting and reacting, and the resources, and then the external, which is the people, the environment, the systems, which will create the solutions. And then finally, have a time frame. Put the time frame down so you're committed to it, and then lean into that absolute responsibility. When you do that, you are ready to make the change in every single way. So I hope you got value from this in every single way. Start to apply it. It does work. I mean, it's a system that will work. Of course, if you ever need my personal help, you can apply to work with me, and that is at josephclough.info/talk. I am slowing down a little bit, so it'll be one of those things you have to get going. But what you do is you book a time to speak with us, and then you fill out an application form, and then we figure out if we can solve the issue. If we can solve it, we'll say so, and we may invite you into the program. It is an investment. It's not free or anything like that. You get to work with me and those in my company, and we let go of the issue within 8 weeks. That's just josephclough.info/talk. But you've got to find that solution out there. There is one out there in every single way. So I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. We did it. I was on autopilot then. I think I gotta say thank you to someone in the chat. I was on another little screen, a little monitor. It was going crazy, but I've got to catch up. Well, I've got to really catch up. So thank you, Mary, for gifting 20 Support Us Extra memberships. How awesome is that? Thank you, thank you. Well, let's change the music. Oh, we don't need crickets, do we? That's if I tell a bad joke. That's what we want. Thank you so much, my friend. I greatly appreciate that. So kind of you. And I'll try and get some... You'll get some butterflies. We've done the fireworks, so you get the butterflies to your transformation and that metaphor of going through it, right? You actually specifically said that. I think on the workshop that, you know, part of that challenge of getting out is strengthening the wings of the butterfly from the cocoon. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. How kind. Oh. Oh. How'd you get up there? Thank you so much. So pleased you enjoyed it, and thank you once again. Okay. Yes, I actually watched that, and I was just trying to get it right. I watched that when I was in Austin. I went there to visit, having left there. Yeah. That's a great one. I do my favorite, some of you will know, I actually really like Walter Mitty movie because it has a real good of the hero's journey, but then you've got the even some cool ones like the Kevin Costner Running Club one. I can't remember it is. It's probably up Minas Woods area in Northern California somewhere. I can't remember. But he's like teaching the kids to run, and they didn't have much going on and things like that. So yeah, there's so many cool inspirational movies out there. Yes, you can watch the old ones. I'll be back in a few, like another month. Thank you. I do enjoy doing them. Most people want the hypnosis because I'm known for the hypnosis. But I like speaking. There's a time and a place for just go ahead and get yourself. But there's a place for power talks as well. I go into a different flow. Yes. I've got one more on Monday. Monday will be my last live stream forever of the month November. Forever of the month of November. I think in terms of when I'm back. Let's see when I'm back. I did say on the last stream, I got so much going on in my mind at the moment. I've got so much work I need to do. Do you know, it sounds bad, but part of me is looking forward to getting back from my trip already. That's how kind of I'm on edge of wanting to get everything done. Of course I want to see my friends and family, but there's that part of me like, I've got to be in work mode. I've got to get all this stuff done. So I arrive back. So I won't tell you when I'm specifically back, but I'll be back on the 29th of November, actually. Yeah, I always, every time I'm going away, I always say I'm going away for good until eventually. So the 29th of November, because I've got work all this week, so I can't do Friday because I'm away. Then I've got to come back down to San Diego. Then I've got to fly out. Then I've got to be in the Cotswolds. Then I've got to be in Cambridge. Then I've got to be in Spain. And then I've got to be in Bournemouth. Then I've got to fly out from Heathrow back to San Diego. And then I've got to get through my, I was going to say hangover there. It kind of feels like it sometimes. The jet lag, because it's an 11.5-hour flight and an 8-hour difference, and they say for every hour difference it takes roughly a day for each hour. Gets better, of course, but like to be completely back to normal. For me, it's about 4 or 5 days. No, not really. I'll see the beach. But not really. I've got some things I'm doing in Spain. I've got lots of little areas to check out. So other than eating good, high quality, good food, I'll be out and about most days figuring things out. But I should be able to get a day on the beach. Yeah, I'm exhausted just thinking about my trip at the moment. I'm sure. It's kind of, when I go to Cambridge though, here's the thing. I tend not to go out and about in Cambridge because I'm trying to hang out with my friends and family. So I'm usually at my family's place where I go to. Other than when we go out to dinner. We have like our family dinner, we'll go out. And then with my friends, I'd be in a pub. But I don't really tend to, I mean, this time, do you know what? I'm only in Cambridge for 2 nights. 1 night with family, 1 night with friends. That's all I can afford time-wise this year. And then I'm flying out the next day. So it's literally touch ground, see everyone, hey, how you doing? Then the next set of people, and then I'm off. It is a whirlwind. Oh. I like it. Well, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed. Well, you did say you enjoy both. Thank you, in other words. My brain's... Do you know what my brain's starting to do right now? It's starting to... But I got a lot of work yet to do. It's going like this. That's what it's doing. But really, I need it to go that instead. Or that. How many flights total? Only 4. Only 4, but then I've got 3 hours of going around England in cars. So I've got San Diego to Heathrow, drive to the airport, fly to Spain, fly back to England, hang out a little bit more, fly from Heathrow to San Diego. So just the 4. Okay, now we're coming out to like 50 minutes, but very, very quickly, I do want to say something very important because I'm going to have to be a little bit tougher at times and to have a bit more respect. Now, there's a bit of a, not a mean Joseph, but a boundary Joseph. I don't mind comments which are supportive of the work, about my work, even if they're criticisms of my work. Like if people like leave a review and say, he sounds weird, he sounds
like this, and go ahead, I don't like his voice.
I don't mind that whatsoever. But I am taking a bit of a stand on some comments which are directed about me in a more loving way, okay? And you know who you are because you did it. I won't bring it up on the screen, but it's not the first time as well. So if you could all, not for everyone in general, but imagine you'd only say the things to someone. So imagine if I'm in a relationship, you'd never say those things, I hope, if I was in a relationship. And not many people know if I am or not. Sometimes in the past I've said I'm not, but you would never say those kind of things in public. And the other thing is, it sets an unhealthy boundary for those who are watching that as well. They might be going, oh, is Joseph kind of being hypnotic in a persuasive way to get people to feel emotions or say those things? And if that happens, my work's not working, right? Because my work is there to help people be empowered, to actually not need me. So please, in every single way, say words which are supportive of the work or critical of the work, but not about me personally, in a sexualized way, in loving kind of way. Like you say, you love the work, you love the process, but not about me personally, if that makes sense, in a romantic kind of way. Because if that does happen, I am going to have to start banning, right? I don't like banning. I've done banning before, but it's got to be a healthy. This is my profession. And I want to make sure that my profession, my ethics as a profession, because if I allow that to carry on, people will think I'm not being professional, and I'm just trying to be nice, right? That's what I'm trying to be nice, but I'm going to have to set up some boundaries. So we might have like a 3-point ban system happening. So consider that one, or maybe we'll just do 2, because I don't want to keep going through stuff like that. Gotta think about how I feel as well, by the way, for everyone. I'm trying to do my best out here. But with that, switching our energy, let's get back to the work. But I think I've said what I had to say. The only way is to go through, and what we resist possess. We must go through it. Resistance makes us stronger. Stop sedating self and look down the road to the consequences. I loved it all. See, that's a great comment. That's the kind of comments we're after. Nah, you're all good. But that was fine. Sometimes we get more, but it kind of fits it in. It's only if it's like a wall of text, so that's all cool. And thank you, Mary, for summarizing. You're a great summarizer. Did you know that? I noticed it on previous YouTubes, live streams, and also on the workshop. You're great at like getting what I say and putting it there. And also Eric as well. I don't know if Eric's here, but Eric's very good at that as well. Kind of just summarizing and then putting it in there as a little note for everyone else. So there we go, my friends. It's been a pleasure to be on this live as always. I'm going to probably end it here because it's coming up to almost the top of the hour. And I need to edit this, set it all up to be scheduled, and then I need to get back to my other work. Is agency the word when you feel empowered? I think so, right? There's definitely, if I look it up, I should look it up, but I think you're dead on. Agency. So agency, this will just Wikipedia just throw it out. Agency is the capacity of an actor to act in a given environment, is dependent of a more moral dimension, which is called moral agency. In sociology, an agent is an individual engaging with social structure, notably through human agency. So there's so many different agencies we want. But yeah, to be committed with agency, because agency to me is like time as well, right? There's a level of, I've got to get this done. But it has like a momentum to it as well. I sure will let you know. I haven't got it, need it right now, but I will probably in the future. Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind. 20 years on and off. So that means you've got the original book. Did you get the original one? So this one This one was the original. This one was the updated, but that's crazy cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. There's a bit of growth over those years. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you for being a part or consuming my work over the years. I appreciate that. Yeah. All about the support. Okay, my friends. With that, we shall end this stream. I'll be back on Monday for a hypnotic meditation at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, but back at 11 p.m. in England because of the time changes over here. It's been nice to be able to speak to more people in England because it's been like start at 10 p.m. But it'll be back to 11 p.m. Yeah, isn't that nice? My new client needs to get a book out quickly. Do you mean just to get it out? Because I went down the getting a publisher, like Hay House did mine. But what, the quickest way is just putting out on print on demand, right? With Amazon or something. Oh, do you know what? Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. So somewhere on one of my episodes, I actually interviewed someone who did just that on the podcast, but this would be like way back on the episodes. So I wouldn't even know where it is. Let me see. Oh my goodness, I got things to respond to my phone as well. Let me just see though. I've got to get to my app. It's on the test version. So it'll be in the free section. If I type book maybe to search. No. If I put interview, because I don't do interviews really. I've already done 5 on my podcast, so that should come up. Oh, I can't find it there either. Right, somewhere within my free section, I interview someone on books, self-publishing, and he gave like a nice little way to do so. Written and out, okay. Well, I spoke my book. Thank you, Michelle. You have a wonderful weekend. There's not many. There's a couple of other authors. I interviewed Bob Doyle from The Secret a year ago, I think. I think that was my last one. And before that was in the first 100 episodes, 200 episodes. I don't really do interviews. So it'll be there. Okie dokie. So with that, I look forward to speaking to you on Monday. Have a wonderful rest to your evening and weekend, and I'll speak to you all soon. Many thanks and goodbye.